Matthew 5, verse 19, the King of Kings speaking, so we should all pay attention. Whosoever shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, some of you on Twitter need to hear this, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Are the 10 commandments included in these? Yes, they are. Verse 21, Jesus cites thou shalt not kill, and then magnifies it so that we shouldn't even hate. Verse 27, he cites thou shalt not commit adultery, then magnifies it so that we shouldn't even lust. And if you keep the commandments in the spirit, you also, by definition, have to keep them in the letter. You can't not hate and yet murder somebody. That's common sense. If thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. Jesus in Matthew 19, verse 17. We don't earn our salvation by keeping them. We're saved by grace through faith. But because we are being saved, because we want to live a godly life, of course we should keep the commandments. And if there were only 9 commandments and one of them was missing, people would have no problem saying we should keep the 10 commandments. They would all agree, of course, we shouldn't commit adultery, murder, steal, or covet. But it's one commandment that causes them to come up with really bizarre reasoning on why we don't need to tell people to keep the 10 commandments. If any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his. That's Romans 8, verse 9. So having the Spirit determines who's a Christian. But we do read in Exodus 31, verse 13, that the Sabbath is a sign of God's people, almost as if it's a mark, you might say. 1 John 2, verses 3 through 4. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. There's too many statements from Jesus and others about the 10 commandments saying we should keep them. Read Revelation 12, verse 17, 14, 12, and 22, 14. Some people claim you can't keep the commandments. Really? Christ living in us will lead us to keep the commandments. Galatians 2, verse 20. For those of you keeping God's Sabbath, have a blessed, joyous Sabbath. Peace all. Bye-bye.